It's 1 a.m. I'm already walking to the train for my flight. That's actually at 10 in the morning. Because besides the crazy stuff that's happening at Schiphol, today is also the strike of all train workers. Nice, yeah? Okay, today is the new day, and what we're gonna do, going all the way on top of that hill there, and gonna watch Dubrovnik. Okay, I'm already getting lost in this maze of tiny streets and stairs and stuff. It's actually quite a picturesque one. Just take a look. Actually, this trail is part of the pilgrimage trail that people believing in God, Christians, were taking in order to get to the monastery that's up the hill.
While using the trail to go up the mountain surge, you will notice there's sculptures depicting some kind of a story. It's somewhat religious comic book that consists of, I believe, 15 different parts, and it's an additional motivation to continue going uphill to see the remains of the church and fort that used to be out there.
Okay, I kind of lost myself in this story at this point. So it was about Jesus? Probably not. Oh my god. There's some more. And even more. Oh Lord. Okay, we got this. And there is always beautiful panoramic view of the city. At this point already everywhere, because nothing grows on this mountain but rocks. Here we go again. totally worth it, because look what view I'm getting from this panoramic restaurant. The real reason why everybody's coming here. Yeah. As well as the guys we're talking in the cable car. Brought a lot of interest to this place.
Dubrovnik became prominent by tourists and specifically fans of Game of Thrones after the city served as a place to film King's Landing, capital city in the world of the TV series. And interestingly enough, in the first season the filming happened in Malta, but because of some beef between the authorities and the filming crew, they had to switch the place. But now city of Dubrovnik is pretty happy with this sort of event.
Yeah, of course they're using the Game of Thrones for their advantage, but it's not too much, to be honest. So I'm gladly not surprised, but happy that is this indeed the case. Like, this is the first Game of Thrones shop we see. Besides that, it's just a wonderful, beautiful place to be.
One of the most prominent and probably eye-catching landmarks of Dubrovnik is its walls. They were built between 13th and 16th century and quite obviously were used for production. They are 2 kilometers long, 25 meters high, and at the most thick part they're 6 meters thick. Latest siege of Dubrovnik happened not so long ago, during the Croatian War of Independence in the early 90s, and the siege of Dubrovnik actually was taking place in 1991. And even though the walls were heavily damaged by shelling, they have since been restored, and pretty much the successful defense of Dubrovnik by Croatian forces was also quite thanks to this great defense construction that's already serving its purpose for a few hundred years.
Eating a traditional thing. However, in English it's considered as Danish pastry, so it's called pletenica. I would hope it was something traditional, but maybe I'm wrong all along. It's pretty good. only one thing I don't get about people already pale enough and got some severe burns is why the heck they're walking topless in the boiling sun. Doesn't make any sense. Yet we have another hero. Alright, we're out here in Lokrum. So it's an island 10 minutes away from Dubrovnik. And I was tipped to go here because just why not? There is a bunch of things to see, and I think the main reason people go here are the nature, the rocks, and it's a really nice entrance to the sea. And like in all Adriatic, the sea's really clean, really nice, and yeah, it's quite a lovely place to be. So let's explore it further. This is the Garden of Maximilian, which is one of the rulers of Austrian Empire, of which Croatia used to be part of back in the days. And this island served in some kind of a residency for the royal family. And there's not that much left. However, the monastery ruins are still all intact. And there is as well the Charlotte's Well that I've shown earlier. That's pretty much is related to the Königin, Kaiserin, the Charlottes, who is the wife of Maximilian, who liked to visit this place. And thus there is the whole well after her name. One thing that when the person is 26, they know enough from this life not to touch prickly pear or like a cactus. Use your bare hands. Well, so after just trying out taking cacti needles with the needles from the pine trees, of course failed at it. Guess I learned my lesson. Don't touch prickly pears, guys. Yeah. The minute of wisdom. Okay, now we came to this little water reservoir that goes by the name Small Water Reservoir. Yeah, that's about it.
And here we enter the Lazaret, complex that was erected in the mid-16th century at the order of Senate of the Dubrovnik Republic for protection against infectious diseases. So the idea was to send all the ill people there until they pretty much recover or die.
Yeah, the place itself is having kind of a grim history. Something I did not necessarily expect. However, when you hear the name Lazaret, you're already thinking about a hospital or something, but I thought it would be more of a, like a sanatorium where people were smelling the sea and great nature, this kind of stuff, healing them. But turned out to be, this place is kind of significant one for the times it's been around. However, the more important part of that is that it actually was never finished. That's why it looks like this. When they pretty much put on the walls, and that was about it. At some point of a time, despite all the dedication to send blades and some sponsorships from other wealthy people, they still ended up using the stone that was used to build this unfinished lazaret to build castle walls of Dubrovnik. Okay, it makes it a bit less grim. But it's funny how they were rather resourceful. I was told not to try gelato here because it's too expensive, but it's amazing. So I got the vegan dark chocolate and the lemon with basil, and it tastes really, really good. It's always a challenge to get to the beach here because of all the rocks. But hey, that's what makes it so special. That's how people value this whole experience much more. I wish it was much easier. I love how the addition of the backpack automatically disqualifies me from these fancy places because I'm just not getting cold and invited to go to any of these. Maybe this is not what people usually do, but I feel like it's a backpack and my overall touristy look not fancy enough for places like that.
Yet still, I'm on my way to go to the famous cave bar. Yeah, getting to know Lapat neighborhood was fun and all, but the last day I decided to dedicate to museum. Dubrovnik. I hope you like it. If you did or if you didn't, please leave your opinion in the comments. I would be interested to know what do you think about it, if there was anything I missed or didn't mention, if there are any other interesting facts you know about this place, would be really nice to know. And again, it's a wonderful place to be. I think spending there a few, like 3 to 5 days is great, and it's more than enough to pack your days with a lot of nice experiences. So yeah, I hope you'll visit this place if you have never been there, and if you've been revisiting it, it also gonna be nice.